Good morning students, myself Dr. Shirisha, Associate Professor from CSE Department, MLR Institute of Technology. In this session, I am going to tell you about PHP functions, how to use functions in PHP. So what is a function, how to create a function or how to use user-defined functions, function with arguments and with default arguments and return values. All this we are going to discuss in today's session. What is a function? A function is a block of statement. So block of statements means, so this is a block. The statements which you write in between one block, one brace, that can be used repeatedly in a program. A function will not execute immediately when page loads. So when page is loading, a function will not get executed. A function will be executed by a call to the function. So when you are writing a function f, you have to call it. Until and unless you are calling this will load but it will not get executed. That is this statement. So we will see with an example. So how to create a user-defined functions. User-defined function declaration starts with the function keyword. So function is a keyword. This is the keyword. And this is a function name, that means the name of the function with parenthesis. Function name always it is defined by using this parenthesis. So this is the code to be executed. A function can start with a letter or underscore and not a number, simply like a variable. So here is a program where you have taken a function write message. This is the function and this is the message that you wanted to print. So when this function write message will get executed? Only when you are calling this. So you have to call this until and unless the cursor comes here, this statement, this block of statement will not get executed. So that is how, that is what the use of the function is. Then function with arguments. This is a simple function where we have written a write message and we are calling it. And when you want to pass a set of information to the functions, that can be done through arguments. An argument is just like a variable. So arguments are specified after the function name. That means here, this is the argument. After the function name, you are writing the keyword, then function name, and here you are writing the parameters. So what are these? These is nothing but the argument. Okay, so argument name, function name inside the parenthesis. So here we have taken a function name with family name and f name is a parameter that you are passing. You are printing the f name here and you are calling the multiple times. You are calling the function name like family name multiple times with different values. Okay, so each time you are calling this function, it will go to this particular function and this block of statement is getting executed. For the first time when you are executing the name Johnny, so here echo what you are printing? Johnny. So that is the output. And for the second time when you are calling this function, what is the value? H. So that is getting printed. So like that, third and fourth time also when you are calling, the particular values are getting printed in the output. This is with function arguments. So function with default arguments. Default arguments means what? So how to use a default parameter? If you want to use a function set height without arguments, it takes a default value as an argument. So function set height is a function. Here we are giving the value $min height equals to 50. So what is $minimum height? So here it is a default parameter, default value that you are assigning. Height is 50, you cannot change. So height is 50. So here set height when you are passing 350. So you are passing the value here. Since you are passing the value, the output of that function call will be 350. Here you are not assigning any parameter, then this default value will get printed. So here the height is 50 and here you have set some value 500. When you are calling for the third time, the height will be printed as 500. So that is for the third one. So function returning values. To let a function return a value, use a return statement. So return is a keyword that we are going to use for returning the statement. So here we have a sum of two numbers. So $x and $y, these two are the variables that are passed as the parameters for sum. We have given the logic, business logic, and you're returning $z. $z means what? Sum of two numbers. But where you are passing what is $x, $y when you're calling the function. So echo, so you're echoing, you're calling the function here. What is the name of the function? Sum. So you're calling sum with the two parameters. What is phi? $x equals to phi. What is this 10? $y is equals to 10. So what is happening? This phi is going here and this 10 is going here. So those two are assigned and $z will print what? 15. So that is the output of the first function call. Similarly, when you are calling the sum for the second and third time with the various input values, then the 7 will be assigned to x, 13 to y, you will get 20. Similarly, 2 to x and 4 to y, and you are getting 6. So this is the output for, or this is the use of return statement. So we'll see along with the examples. We'll execute a simple function, then followed by the arguments and return statements. So this is where we are writing a function keyword with the function that you wanted to write, then echo. And this is write message, which is a function call. See that wherever you are giving lowercase, the same you have to follow when you are calling the function. So let me execute. Hello world. So what we have passed here? Message hello world. So let me change this to uppercase and it won't work. It's still working. So let me give here okay, it's not case sensitive. Then here if you see, if I give some other name but there is no match, then what happens? You will get an error. So function name, whatever the name you are giving, when you are calling that function, you have to give the same. So just make it M. So whether it is smaller or uppercase, it is working. Hello world. Okay. Then we move to arguments. So here you are passing a function name where you are passing the function with arguments. So family name we have given, and what is argument? F name. So that F name you are passing for a function when you are calling. These are the 4 values. Okay. So let me change this to N even though it is working. That means functions are not case sensitive in PHP. Then this is where we are giving a default value. So set height means what? Minimum height should be 50 that we have fixed. But even though after fixing the value, if you are passing the value, other value, then this value will be assigned here. And if not, if you are not assigning anything, then the default value will get printed. Okay. So 350, as we have passed 350. And here we are not passing anything, so it is taking minimum height, default height. So that is the default argument. Then we have set here 500, so 500 is getting printed. Okay. Then returning the values. Return value can be done using the return statement. So here return $z. So this is the output. So whatever the values you have passed here, 5, 10, suppose here let me give as 20. See 25. Okay. So these are the arguments or parameters that you are passing for the function sum. And what it is returning? $z. Return $z means it is like a print statement. The function has to return and print it in the output. So we are not using echo here, we are using return. So hope you all understood. So in this session we have discussed about what is a function and user defined functions. What are user defined functions? Function with arguments which you are going to give inside the function, and function with default values like x is equals to 10. So this is default. So when you call f of, so the output will be 10. If you are giving 20, the output will be not 10, it will be 20, even though it is default. Okay. And functions returning value using the return statement. Hope you all understood. Thank you all.